we have 5x minus 7 minus 8 equals 10. What you should do now is we found out what x is. It's 5. It's no longer a mystery. So we plug that in. So it's 5 times 5, right? Minus 7 minus 8 and 10. What is 5 times 5? It's 25 minus 7 minus 8 and 10. A lot of you will be tempted to combine these first, but remember you're supposed to go left to right because this whole thing is called PEMDAS, so we have to make sure we do things in the right order. Okay, 25 minus 7, well, 25 minus 7 on the side. Well, 5 can't subtract 7. Borrow 15 minus 7 is 8 and 1. So that's 18 minus 8. Bring down that 10. 18 minus 8 is 10. And 10 equals 10. So we did it right. And that's how you check. Okay. Last problem. This is worth 5 points. Okay. So we have La Cumbre and La Colina. They're having a food drive to collect canned goods. La Colina students have collected 22 fewer cans than La Cumbre students. Together, both schools have collected 180 cans. How many canned goods have La Cumbre students collected? So we only need to figure out La Cumbre, but we need to make sure we fill in all the blanks to make sure we stay organized. So we know that La Colina collected 22 fewer than La Cumbre. So La Cumbre students, you don't really know how many they have. So that's the guess part. You're not sure where it is. You don't know, it's a mystery number. So La Cumbre, and then here, 22 fewer, that's La Colina. They have less. And the total amount of cans should be, okay, La Cumbre plus La Colina. And we're gonna check to see if that's going to equal 180. 2 points out of 5 will be just labeling that. So if you're not sure how to do something, at least start labeling so you can get yourself started. Okay, so La Cumbre, let's just guess the number. Let's say, well, there's 180 cans, a lot of cans. So let's start with 100. Let's say 100. 100 cans at La Cumbre. 22 fewer at La Colina. Let's do that. So it's 122 fewer. So you need to make sure it's 22 fewer than La Cumbre. So you need to make sure you take La Cumbre and then subtract 22. 100 minus 22. You can't subtract there. You can't do 0 minus 2, so you have to borrow. And 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 2 is 78 now. So it's 78. And La Cumbre cans is 100. La Colina cans is 78. Okay, 100 plus 78 is 178. And that is just a little bit too low. So just remember, a little low. So just a little bit too little. Let's get something a little bit bigger. Let's say, let's say 105. So let's say La Cumbre has 105 cans. And remember, this is La Cumbre, and La Colina has 22 less. So 105 minus 22. Well, 5 minus 2 is 3. And this is well, actually, sorry. We can do 10 minus 2, which is 8, which is 83. So we have La Cumbre is 105 plus 83, because there are 2 schools. Oh, 105 plus 83. Okay, let's put that on the side. 105 plus 83. 5 plus 3 is 8. 0 plus 8 is 8. Okay, so it's 188. And that's a little bit too high. A little high. Okay, let's guess another number. So we know that 100 is too low and 105 is too high. So we know it's somewhere in between. So let's guess another number between 100 and 105. Let's guess 102. Okay. La Cumbre has 102, La Colina has 22 fewer. So 102 minus 22. Well, 102 minus 22. 2 minus 2 is 0. 10 minus 2 is 8. That's 80. Okay. So 102, and 80. So La Cumbre has 102, La Colina has 80. If we add those together, that's 182, and that's a little too high. Okay, so we're getting really close though. It's just a little high. You can see that we want to get 180, and this 100 was too low, 102 was a little too high, and so we have to be in between. So the only number in between 100 and 102 for cans will be 101. Hopefully we get this. So 101 is La Cumbre, and then 101, and La Colina has 22 less. So let's guess that. Let's see, 101 minus 22. We have to borrow. 11 minus 2 is 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. So you have 79. So now La Cumbre has 101. La Colina, add that up, 79, and you can see 101 plus 79 is going to be 180. So that's 180 cans, and that's just right. Okay, and if you want to know the equation for this is x, and we have 22 less, and then you can also see that La Cumbre plus La Colina, and we want it to be 180. That's just the equation. This is not necessary, but I know some of you do it, which is great. Okay, so we found out that La Cumbre is 101, La Colina, which is 22 less, is 79. The question asks, how many canned goods have La Cumbre students collected? Well, La Cumbre collected 101, and that's all we need to answer. La Cumbre students have collected 101 canned goods. So we're done. So make sure you study, make sure you look through your notebook so you can look at all the vocabulary. All of this will be on your test. So make sure you study this, try this out on your own, see if you can do this without looking at my notes. That will be very important. Okay, good luck.